Welcome once again. It's just been a minute since we met. So we talked about low self-esteem. Today we're going to be talking about the high self-esteem. You can call it the high horse esteem. Let's not go too far. If you are yet to subscribe, please do well to subscribe. And if you are also subscribed, please do well to share also to friends. So, like I said, we're talking about the high self-esteem. So we've understood what self-esteem entails. I've talked about the low self-esteem. So concerning the high self-esteem, obviously from the word high, you know that this person is overboard. There's some persons feel, oh, I know myself. There's a difference between really I know myself and feeling you are better than every other person. You can know yourself, you can feel so proud about yourself, you can be so into what you can do and not belittle other people. So for the high self-esteem, if you exhibit, knowing how you exhibit high self-esteem, is the fact that you feel you are better than every other person. Self-worth is not degrading every other person, it's not downplaying any other person's effort. It's appreciating our individuality, thereby embracing the fact that we are different, even if in quotes, I'm better than you in this thing. It's possible you're still better than me in something else. So for high self-esteem, you always feel like you're better than every other person. You're more like an oppressive way of feeling, oh, maybe someone talking to you and they're like, the person is like, oh, I think it's going to be better if we do it this way. And you're like, no, your opinion doesn't matter here. This is how we're going to do it. This is how it's going to start. So for high self-esteem, they always see themselves way better than every other person. Most times, they really don't want to take any other person's opinion because they feel theirs is always the best. They don't come down to people's level. For instance, in school, you'll hear things like, if you don't know a particular thing, you could ask for the opinion of somebody else. This most times happens with scholars, right? So you're in a group of friends where this person is good in maths, you're very good, you're exceptional, by the way. But you found out that you're even as good as you are in maths, maybe trigonometry is not a problem for you. And your friend actually is way better than you in trigonometry. But because you are the scholar of the class, you are higher than this person, going down to seek help is a problem. Then you have a problem with pride. It's safe to say pride and high self-esteem are besties. So high self-esteem persons are like that. So how do we deal with high self-esteem? Oh, by the way, persons with high self-esteem hardly take corrections. They just feel like there's nothing you want to tell me that I don't know. They are more like the know-it-all persons. They are more like the full of themselves kind of people. So how can you help persons, or how can you help yourself when you are experiencing high self-esteem? I think this is the moment that it's going to be like, someone that doesn't listen to anybody. Sometimes for people like this, it's easy to use a task to make them know. Okay, for instance, I'm careful with this statement, but it's just one of those ways actually. For instance, this person is good with project management, but the pattern in which this person is doing this thing is not the right pattern. So you could talk to somebody higher than them actually, but please be careful not to backstab actually. Like, okay, maybe you're in a team and you have a team lead, and this person is not the team lead, but this person is like your direct superior. So if you talk to the team lead, that's concerning this project, or Mark, concerning this project, I think you should bring this person to order. If not, we are not going to get this result and all of that. So that person can come to that person to talk. The person may not even come directly and say, oh, I think this thing you're going to need to stop it. The person could use another thing. For instance, maybe in a meeting, sometimes it could be like a ridiculing the person, because most times those persons don't want to hear anything. Like, is this what you call a project? This is nonsense. It makes them think, and most times when they are that vulnerable, they want to talk to somebody. They always have persons they listen to. That's the funny thing. For persons with a high self-esteem, the person they listen to, it may not be you, but find that person that are very influential to them, to talk to them. And I really don't want to sound very spiritual, but really it's important for you to pray for them And there are those times that really life circumstances makes them come to terms with these things. Like I said, it's not really easy to get these persons to calm down. And you could talk to them directly, but how you talk to them matters. You don't just go and say, ah, you're so full of yourself. You're going to get it hot. You could have just said, oh, don't you think you can come as a suggestion, making them feel that, oh, I appreciate this mind-blowing idea, but don't you think this one will work? How about we make it look for a way to make it look like your own idea coupled with my own idea can make it mind-blowing. Trust me, they will buy into it. And in the midst of that, because you've gained their trust to some extent, you can easily influence them. You can't influence somebody that don't trust you. You can't influence somebody that you don't have power over. When I mean power, not oppressive, but somebody that you can easily influence or has influence over. You have influence over the person rather. So with that, you can get them to step down. And if you are such a person, this video is for you to step down. Check if all these signs you exhibited. If you exhibit it, then it's time for you to calm down and relate to persons. It's okay to have a healthy self-esteem. It's okay to know your worth, but don't belittle other persons. I hope this video was helpful. See you next time for the last self-esteem.